Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Hello, good night. Welcome to another episode of our Males podcast. I'm definitely apologize for the late start. I'm definitely trying to do better, but we have some technical difficulties. As you guys can see from my background, I am not at home right now, so the internet was acting a little bit crazy. But we have something special for you guys tonight. Our male panelists, we will come forward and we will tell you guys, well, you females actually, why we are a great catch, why it is important to talk to us, why is it important to give us a chance. We will put our dating resumes forward so that you females can really and truly in the comment section, and those who will be on the podcast will tell us if we are a go or we are indeed a red flag. So without further ado, I want to introduce my panelists. Mr. Protector, can you put them on the screen? We have Mr. Vincent Irving. I haven't seen in a long time, boss. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. Not doing bad.
All right.
About feeling better.
All right. Wonderful. And we have the man, I call him Mandingo. And you ladies, you can take what you want to take from that name. But I call him Mr. Mandingo. That is Levon. How you doing, boss?
Then Solomon.
I'm not Solomon anymore. Then we have the one that they call Ryan. They said this guy is always politically correct. Nah, drop no catch. Just say exactly what needs to be said and keep it moving. What are you doing, boss?
I'm good, And just like you, I'm not at home either.
Me, I hear the two different places. No?
Clearly. Because my internet working.
Huh?
But the internet where I'm at is working. So clearly.
And we have introduced Mr. Corey. And this man has been missing for around 6, 7, 8 weeks. But him come back with some new and improved stuff. I see him have a nice microphone, nice headphones over there. So I really love that. How you doing, boss?
Big up. I'm good. Apologies for my absence. Apologies.
Right, no problem. All right, so we're waiting to be joined by the female. So, for those who are watching so far, let me just explain it to you. These nice, handsome, lovely, sexy, authentic gentlemen on the panel tonight will come forward with their resumes to the females, both in the comment section and those that will be, a part of our guest panel, will really and truly tell you females why they are a good catch. Here's Mr. Lawson with a nice lineup down there, ready to get his words off. Mandingo up the top, ready to go. So, but we're going to wait for the females to come. So while we're waiting, we're going to talk about the other topics that we're here to talk about, right? And I'm going to start with you, Vinny. Because obviously you're the oldest here, you have the most experience. So I really lean on you a lot of times, for certain things. So I want to ask you, Vinny, when it comes on to sexual compatibility, do you believe that is indeed something that can be taught to a partner, whether it be to a woman or to a man? Do you think that is something that can be taught, or do you believe that is just a connection that you and your lover just have to have together? You're mute.
I believe it's a little bit of both. I believe it's something that can be taught. And I also believe that it is a connection between two individuals. It can be taught in the sense that both of you can learn, can experience new things. You'd be surprised sometimes, especially when you develop a connection with a person, what you'll do, things that you have never done before, you will find yourself doing, and each other.
Is it possible you can provide some examples, Mr. Vincent?
Examples such as
no, you're saying
no, I mean, but when we're talking about sexual compatibility, because remember, I mean, yeah, you have different positions, you have different place, you have different, you understand? So when you talk about sexual compatibility, that is what I think about. You may have one partner who is more free flowing, who is more open and will try things at different places, and while an next partner may not want to. And sometimes that will take away from the relationship. You understand? So in terms of that connection is something that is needed. In terms of having sex or doing certain things, because one of the things I have learned is that not because one woman like this particular thing, then it means that that's what you take to another woman. That is not so. Different females like different things turn them on. They respond to different things. So you have to find out what is it that your partner like. So that's one of the first thing. And in fact, even when if you and your partner have a connection, your partner will also teach you what is it that they like, what is it that moves them, what is it that drives them, what is it that turns them on. So I believe it's a little bit of both that works.
So let me ask you a question, Vincent. Seeing that we are indeed from the Jamaican culture, and there are certain things that we say that we don't do for whatever reason. Do you believe that as a man, and not you specifically, but just men in general, do you believe that sometimes take away from the compatibility, from where men and female are concerned? Because female may want you to go the extra mile, but man a bad man no do this, man no do that, and so do you think that takes away our women just have to try and find a way to go around that?
It will take away from it, because I know female and the one that you talk about where they say man don't will not do an oral sex. I know female who are very straight up. If a man not going down, the relationship is not going anywhere. So then how is that relationship going to work? You understand? So it will and it can take away from it. You understand? And as a man, you have to determine, if this is what your female want and that's not what you are into, then you probably need to walk. You're going to have problem. You understand? So it can take away from it.
All right. And the final question before I move on to someone else, Vincent. So do you think if you and your partner are not compatible sexually, do you think that is grounds for dismissal to say, or do you think it's something that, as you said, can be worked on, can be taught, but it depends. Yeah, go ahead.
Everything, it can be worked on, but it is a two persons. You understand? If I come in with an attitude that says, I am not going to do that, none at all, and the female is saying, but that is what she wants, then right away you realize you're going to have a major problem. You understand? Over time, sometimes the men might give, sometimes the female might give, but it's going to take away from it, especially if you come in with an attitude that is, I am not going to do that. You understand? You know you're going to have a problem. You understand? And I know coming even from, I am from a Christian background, Christian perspective, and we don't believe in sex before marriage, and sometimes even after persons get married, that is something that they have to work through. You understand? And I don't think it is any different, so to speak, from persons who don't have a Christian background, but they will have sex before they get married and stuff like that. Because even then, you still have to work with your partner trying to understand each other. You understand? It's just that now you are married, you have made a commitment, then you should say, this is the person that I want for the rest of my life, so I am willing to do what it takes in order to make this work.
All right.
That has to be the attitude.
All right. Well said. Wonderfully said. So, Ryan, let us just pick up off of something what Vincent said. Sex before marriage, right? Or sex after marriage, whichever one. But I believe, I've heard many times Jamaican men and Jamaican women say, them now buying a pussy in a bag, right? So, them have to test out the item before them buy it. Them now married to something where them don't know, because when you're married, it's hard for you to turn back now and say, hey, you're not going to do this. So, what is your perspective on sex? No, marriage before sex. What is your perspective on it?
I don't see it make any sense logically. Because you're committing to spend the rest of your life with somebody. That's what a marriage is. You're making a commitment that this is a person who I want to be with through thick and thin and all of those things. And sex is a very important part of the relationship. So to me, I cannot see how it logically makes sense to commit to somebody to spend the rest of your life with, and you don't know where they are sexually. And as I said before, sex is not something you can underestimate or underrate in a relationship. It's a very important part of the relationship. So if it is, you find out that you and the person are not compatible, then what? Because you talk about sex before marriage is a sin. A lot of churches also don't believe in divorces. So what you do then? You just live in misery or whatever. Because, and then even so, I recently heard that a lot of people who believe in sex before marriage, when they get married, is not like the sex will increase rapidly because them that wait all these years. Because it is embedded in their mind that sex is a bad thing, quote unquote bad thing, and it can cause this and that to happen. Even when they become married, sex is not a major priority for a lot of them. So it can even if it is that the sex is not quote unquote bad when you're married, you're still going to have that side of it to compete with, to contend with. So that is a part of sexual compatibility as well. The fact that you might have your reservations over the years about it, and you're married now, and you have a mental block for it. So for me, for more than one reason, I don't see how it makes any sense. I can't understand it. I don't grasp it. So yeah, I don't get it.
All right, wonderful. And let's welcome two of the four females that we are expecting. Wooden Spoon back in action. Haven't seen Wooden Spoon for a little while, but good night, Wooden Spoon.
More than one reason.
Good night.
I don't see how it makes any sense.
Now you're a feedback.
Somebody's watching a thing while it's going on.
Why am I hearing myself?
Yeah, and then Charms is here as well. How you doing, Charms? You're mute.
I'm good.
All right, so we're going to throw you right in the fire, Charms. We're going to throw you right in the fire because you are here. So we'll throw you right in the fire because I hear from two men, so I want to hear from a female perspective, right? So we're talking about sexual compatibility with your partner, right? So I want to ask you, Charm, how important you believe sexual compatibility is? Do you think it is a make or break? Do you think it can break a relationship, or do you think it's something that can be taught?
Kems, just before she answers, I don't know if you could. Is there when we say sexual compatibility, what are we talking about? And I asked it because of what Ryan talked about earlier when he said that you should have sex before you're married because then you will know if you are compatible with the person. So what is it we mean when we say sexual compatibility?
I can define for myself.
All right, go ahead. Let us
for
hear
me,
it.
and I'm married. I'm not sure who else on here is married. I am very sex so important for me.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never been that Jamaican who tried to fit into the culture and tried to be like everybody else. I was that man from a teenager who admitted that, I'm scared, dog. Big man things. If they want to tease me, bro.
Hold on.
You see me?
Hold on.
You never.
So you say?
Huh? From a teenager, man. This is from a teenager, bro. This is a thing in my scheme where it wasn't a thing. For me, it was like, what was so wrong with it? I never understood why it was so taboo. Why I enjoyed, and it's not even like me enjoyed. It was kind of like me enjoyed the the reaction. I was like, I like this thing. Why me I go beat up myself over this? You see me?
Hold on, Mr. Roberts. So are you saying, Mr. Roberts, that from a tender age in your teenage years, you indulge in oral sex? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Okay.
But basically, back to the whole sex thing. For me, as a man, I think the man, especially a man like myself, I kind of have to take the lead sexually in my marriage, my relationship. So I would prefer to have a woman who is not necessarily a virgin, but sexually very inexperienced, that I can mold. You see me? And she kind of have to be submissive in that sense for kind of, because you understand, for in order to please a man like me. Zane, because again, I'm not the typical yard man, and yeah, I'm one.
Boss,
I'm one. Yeah, so
you sound 50 shadish.
yeah, so it's very important for me. Maybe yes, but so I was so lucky to have found my wife who was perfect for that. Is me where I was able to mold her into what I wanted. You see me, and I was very transparent, and we had the hard conversations. The ones that I didn't want to hear, the ones that she didn't want to hear, but we're in such a great place. You see me? So for me, that is sexual compatibility. When you can find somebody who, because one of them got to be submissive. In some cases, the woman are going to be the dominant one, because maybe a man might be more passive, you know? So, but one of them going to be the more dominant one, and the other one, and the dominant are going to kind of mold the more inexperienced one, you know, to fit them. So to me, that is sexual compatibility.
So Corey, let me ask a question before I get Charms in. Let me ask a question, Corey. So, you have said that you wanted a wife who is indeed submissive. So, just out of curiosity, has the roles have ever been switched?
Not in the bedroom. In the bedroom, okay. not generally.
No. I'm talking bedroom wise. Have the roles ever been switched? Like you have been submissive at some point?
To her?
Yes.
I may have played a submissive role in something, but it was more for me. You know what I mean? So, but no, I wouldn't. Of course, my pleaser. Don't get me wrong, but as I say, the way I would.
No, Corey, on this platform, Corey, you can go ahead and speak how you want to speak.
Yes, but we still have to respect the privacy. I'm married a certain way. You know
they don't make her take charge at no point. Make she take charge at no point.
Of course, she take charge, but when we make she take charge is because me want her to take charge because it go impact.
It do something for you.
Weird.
It's not selfish, right, Corey?
Of course it sounds selfish. I'm not
okay, but
there are a lot of things.
Okay.
A lot of things I probably do for my wife where you would have said, "Damn, Corey, she sounds selfish." But the compromise, man. Whole heap of different things. You know what I mean?
Okay, so, all right. So Charms, I see you rolling your eyes, you're skinning up your face, like you're astonished of what's going on. Charms, so tell me what you think about Corey's sentiments just now, and what do you think about sexual compatibility?
Well, to touch on Corey first, I mean, what works for him works for him. That couldn't work for me. It sounds, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. It sounds like, as Ryan said, it sounds selfish and it sounds a little controlling, because it would seem as if he doesn't do necessarily what she wants. So it's centered around what pleases him, and so he molded her in a way where he gets pleased. It's done his way. That's just how it came across to me.
Okay.
Sexual compatibility for me is where we can meet in the middle. So there are things that I may like that my partner may not like, but there has to be a crossover where you can say, all right, then this is what I will do, or sometimes you even compromise to say, okay, my partner likes this, I'll try that. For me, I want a partner who is adventurous, open-minded. That's the first thing. So when it comes to sex, they have to be open-minded, open to even having discussions. Because sometimes it's not even the action itself, but open to it. It's a turn on to be able to have some conversations and role play, things like that. So that's, I think, that's my opinion of compatibility sexually, where you guys can come together with your needs or your wants sexually, and you make it happen. So if a person loves to have sex, maybe you don't like to have sex, but you try to say, if he wants it 5 times per week, you say, all right, then babe, I can give you 3 times per week. So that's it. That's my opinion of sexual compatibility.
Hey, can I just address one thing which she said, since she
go right ahead, boss.
Charms, in all fairness, I'm gonna want to let the cat out of the bag too much, but a big part of my wife and I's our sex life is pleasing her. Like that is really that's what gets me off. So if like knowing that she's pleased is like, so me and one of them man the way, like you have someone in the way say, yo, just lie down by your side and me do my thing and you can't sleep, me never care. Me just want to get off. Them thing that work for me. Is I prefer go do myself big man thing. Sorry if I be too graphic, but
Nah, you're
like
fine.
the way me like, so I get off by pleasing her to like the fullest extent. So I didn't intend to come on. Why am I feel jittery? I never intended on
And you're
feeling.
nervous.
No man, in honesty, I want to look at Ziggy earlier. You see me?
Oh, okay.
But
So like that you take
yeah.
teeth a page out of my book, brother.
But yeah, but but yeah, I never intended to sound as if it was all about pleasing me. It was just when I said that, I meet somebody who was not very sexually experienced. And honestly, this was never even like a thought of mine before I met her. Is know that we're at this point almost 10 years in. I say, yo, knowing how I am, especially as a man who wanted to date a Jamaican woman, because you know how our culture stay. People close-minded certain way, and it would be hard for me to be able to date a Jamaican woman who wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying I got lucky, you see me? So yeah.
All right.
Oh no, better explain it that way. Okay.
All right. So Corey, I have a question for you, boss, because and I'm not going to ask you about your marriage, of course. That is, your privacy and so. But I want to ask you about you, right? And I've known you a long time, right? I've known you from St. George's days, so I've known you a very long time, over 15 years now, right? So, Mr. Roberts, what would you tell the Jamaican men out there who are shying away from pleasing their woman how the woman want to be pleased? So, because let us be fair and frank. A lot of women like to receive oral sex. A lot of men say that they're not doing oral sex. However, women are receiving it. I know it's not one or two men doing it. I know it's not one or two men doing every woman in Jamaica. So clearly men are doing it. But Corey, like how you have came on this platform and say, hey, listen, from me a teenager, me I do this, How can men get the confidence as Mr. Roberts to just come out and say, listen, man, I do this thing, man, and everything all right?
Yo, ironic for me with Jamaica is such a, and me not gonna ever go to a man and say, yo, dog, you need to eat. Me not gonna ever tell a man what to do. All me I tell a man is, bro, no man, I could care less what a man want to say, dog. Like literally, swear to you, I could care, dog. I could care less. I rate my father to the ground when he walk, but I'm gonna care less of my father think about what me doing at the bedroom with my woman. You understand what I say? Like,
yes, sir.
Bro, like, this is me and my woman. It thinks that me, I go, it's basically like you try to gain the ratings of the man and just neglect your woman.
Yeah.
You see me? So for me, if you have the urge to try something, I'm not talking about nothing where that too freaky, because you know where a yard man at the end of the day, like,
absolutely,
just now go. You see me? But try, your woman, dog, try. Why
absolutely.
not try? Because you have the urge, or man, I need some water. You have the urge, just try it. But if it's something where you really, can you have someone who just be like, dog, I can't do it, bro. Like, man, look on it and it look ugly, dog. And yeah, man, tell me that. You see me? But you have someone to be like, brother, I want to do it, dog, but I'm afraid, dog. I'm afraid, dog. You try please a woman, dog. Like big, even if, for me, the way I always used to say it, I'm used to always, this is my defense. If I go down upon you, you go down upon me too. So it was always like, yo, if I go tell people, I never really intend to tell nobody, but it was just my little insurance policy, I guess. You see what I say? But
okay,
we need to get away from trying to please a brethren, trying to fit in. That's the thing with Jamaicans, but we try to be everybody at the same thing. Oh man, everybody, no, every girl in Jamaica get them thing eaten, but no man do it.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's one or two man doing it to the whole population,
bro. You see me? Only the actor. With the actor name again, Bad Boy Trevor, and maybe one next man.
Yeah,
I walk around on it. You see me? So
Yes,
it don't
sir.
make no sense to me, bro. That's what I say to the man them. If you feel like, yo, I'm gonna just limit this to oral sex. What they want to try, anal, what they want to do, whatever you want to do, dog. Well, and again, I'm not implying nothing else. So big bad thing,
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
just say, you see me, because people have them kinks, dog. Whatever you want to do with the woman, dog, do with your woman, right? The way I live my life, dog, one life, like we literally have one shot at this life thing. Like
Absolutely.
why not? You see me? When you're
Absolutely.
dead and gone, dog, who cares if you eat pum pum 50 years from now?
Absolutely.
Who cares,
Absolutely.
dog?
Absolutely,
You
my
see me?
brother.
Like that's
Listen,
just what I'm preach. So you see me?
listen, Corey.
You see, the thing, you know, as we say now, when you talk about sex or compatibility and you meet persons who are, and he mentioned oral sex, there's anal sex, there's people pan, people who tie up, people who this. You have different people who have a sort of fetish. You understand? And you have to determine as an individual if you meet somebody that is into go all of them level there. And even Corey mentioned it, even though Corey say him have an open mind, it still sound like him have a boundary. You understand? So everybody going to have a boundary that you're going to work within. Yes, you're going to have an open mind. Yes, you're going to do some things. But I believe everybody going to have a boundary. Everybody on here going to say, no, not going there. You understand? And they want to walk away from a relationship. So you have to determine where your boundary is, and then you flow with your partner. And that's really just the truth. The two of you have to come together and say, all right, this is what we work with. This is what I'm not going to work with.
Fair enough. Absolutely. Charms, you had something to say?
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Um, for me, I think sometimes it's not necessarily about the oral sex thing because some people it's just not for them. They just can't see themselves doing it. But with Jamaican men, some of them are so I have to use the word rough. So even kisses in certain places just to turn your woman on, they're opposed to that. So they're not eating the vagina. They're not trying to, kiss kiss the inner thighs, things like that. It will turn her on. Them just don't want to do nothing. You just want to say boom, you have to rub it 2 times, it feel a little moist, in you go out and that's it. It makes no sense. So they're not, some of them are not willing to do anything. And then once it feels a little wet, it's all go for them. And that's the problem. So sometimes you don't necessarily have to give oral sex if it's something you really don't want to do, but you have to substitute with something. You have to you get me, try something. Pick her mind. What turns her on when you're caressing her? When you touch this spot, this is what happens. If you kiss here, do things like that to please your woman. But the dry so sex, it really is not cutting it anymore.
Absolutely. And you hear it from Charms, gentleman who is on the panel and who is listening, who is watching. It is not cutting it anymore. All right, wooden spoon. You know, I'm not even. Do you want to talk about sexual compatibility with the spoon?
I think everyone covered most things. I definitely think it is very important in a relationship. For me, it's like one of those top one box where if you don't tick that one, then you just you can't go any further. And yeah, I think I heard something about should sex happen before marriage? Definitely,
Also,
definitely.
so you are one who believe that sex should happen before marriage.
Of course, of course. It's like it's a jail you choose to be in. So you must can know what are your what's there for your entertainment. You must can know what are you um putting yourself in. You know, uh, I
Absolutely.
can't just I can't just say I'm gonna marry to a guy and then I find out that he has Jamaican tendencies to be in a box regarding anything sexual. You know, I'm very open to doing whatever I want to do and whatever I feel like to please me or my
The
partner.
wooden spoon. So let me ask you a question. Is it that you said that you're very open to things that you like? Is it that is something that you lay out day number one, day number two, day seven? When is it that you lay it out so the guy can decide, say, hey, let me put up with this or let me make a spring for it?
Well, there's no specific data, but once we start getting intimate, you will know what I like and what I won't like or what I want my partner to be able to do. And usually when you're dating, you flirt, you have your sexual innuendos, and you kind of test the water to see what you respond to, what you won't respond to, and you just go from there. Like for example, I can never date somebody and them say, "Oh, me not eat." God,
So
God,
there are women out there, wooden spoon, who say that they like men who are quote unquote virgins where eating is concerned, so that they can break them in. It's like how
yeah,
Corey say in breaking, his wife.
yeah,
Women like to break in men to know that, hey, I am the
yeah.
first cherry that he got. Are you of the person where just be like, yo, you not do that? Bye bye bye.
I think I mentioned that earlier, right? There was a session before where we're talking about guys or whatever. So yes, you have guys that haven't tried it as yet, but they would want to try it with someone they trust, right? Someone who they can say, yes, this is mine to eat. So, once they want to determine that, yes, this person is mine and I can go the fullest extent with them because I trust this person, then yeah, I prefer males like this, right? But not the whole head stubborn, man no bow, man not do this, man not do that, 100 stab. No, no one or two toes I don't know, right?
Okay. Okay, fair. All right, fair enough. All right, so let me go to Mr. Mandingo now. All right. So Mandingo. Let me know. We have heard what everybody say. I mean, there's probably not really much more to add. But what I want to ask you though is that, being, who you are, what you're about, what you stand for, is being compatible with someone sexually as important as just being compatible with them overall.
All right, so if I look at things now, Kim, all right, if I look at it, if you're not compatible sexually, there's going to be issue in a relationship because they're not going to be pleased. So there are going to be things in sexually that are going to overlap the relationship itself because they're going to be dissatisfied. And guess what? Whenever a man is dissatisfied, they know what go happen. A man will go outside, go get it, or the woman, for instance, she's not satisfied, she's going to go outside and get it. So I think both of them kind of work hand in hand for me, and I agree with most of what was said. And then again, I have to time back something that we spoke about before on this podcast that is knowing your partner history plays a lot. A lot of men say they don't want to know about what happened in the past and whatnot. I know that you and I were on the same side of that task the time.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you can have your knowledge and sex, you know what you're capable of. However, it's when you start to get what she had liked in her past and all of that,
Yep.
you can use those along with the knowledge that you have. And guess what? You're going to, if she was pleased probably 100% before, now it will go to 111 Nelson. So I think everything kind of tie into each other. And then again, Charles mentioned something earlier on. I can't say it for a fact because just like you tell Corey was there trembling his boot stock and all that, jittery and all that. But for instance, I place a great emphasis on foreplay because I'm of the opinion that I don't have to touch a woman for a woman to actually do it. Just the mere presence of thinking about me being there, that alone supposed to can get it there. And let's say we're there in person now. Just a simplest of shadow of me beside you, supposed to can just have your flooding already before I even decided that, hey, I'm going to go into you, see? So I think a lot of men run past the foreplay part, right? They just say
Yeah.
that it's just all about, call it as we normally say, a man come from prison. So I
Yeah.
just say, oh, then just jump in, bam, bam, slam, done.
But Levon,
I don't, go ahead.
Levon, so let me ask you, right? Because when you look at it, right? When you look at it, I'm saying that I think with some men, they don't know how to control that urge. So, say for example, you start kiss a girl, as you start kiss her, and you start get a boner, you're just ready for just enter. What is the because I know you have a lot of names, Mandingo, foreplay, God, this, that, all of that something, right? So how is it that now men can be a little bit more patient? What is the advice that you would give to men to be a bit more patient?
All right, so one of the key thing with it is that, yeah, you might feel the urge to go in instantly, but you yourself can start thinking about how much better it would be to heighten the expectation. So yes, she's already wet. However, what if I can get her to be even more wet? Wouldn't it be better for me, right? What I can't tell a man how to actually control himself in that regards, because at the end of the day, everybody is different. Some man can control their urges and all that. For instance, me, I control the urge at the beginning, allow myself to. It's like you're boiling a pot of soup. You're adding the ingredients bits by bits until eventually you have the whole pot of soup. That is me. I just allow things to just blend in gradually until it just reach a stage where can't wait no more. Just go in.
Okay. So as you talk about soup, and let me get to Ryan over here, because as we talk about soup, that is a very interesting topic, right? And we saw something, in the media the other day about cousin and cousin be together for 3 years, and after that you find out that you guys were cousins. So Ryan, let me start with you. I'm being honest here. If after 3-4 years you've been with a girl and you love her and want to be doing the do for 4 years, you find out that that is indeed your cousin, what happens after that?
As I said before on one of those forums, that Norman Manley and Edna Manley were cousins and they created a prime minister.
So basically you're saying that you're going to create another prime minister, pretty much.
Might as well. I'm already that far down the wicket.
Absolutely. Charms, what do you think about that? You and your cousin 4 or 5 years into it. After you find out, say, hey, this is your cousin, but you love him, you share your deepest, darkest secret with him, you know every side of you. What do you do?
Well, the mere fact that after 5 years, we found out after 5 years it cannot be a close cousin. So it must be a very distant cousin. I stopped recognizing cousins maybe after second cousin or third cousin. So I'm going to continue my relationship. Yeah. We're not close. As far as I'm concerned, we're not closely related. You're not the nephew of my mother or my father or people close to her. It must be somewhere down the line for us to take that long to know. So why should I end a good thing?
Absolutely. Corey, what do you think about that? After 4 or 5 years, Corey, you and your cousin, what do you do after that?
Normally, I'm being honest. But I said, no, I'm a cousin. No, it's nasty. But may I imagine, like, right now, if I find out I'm my wife, I'm a cousin.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I probably just, like, make the sex life better. But I probably use that for, like, I don't know, like, what am I going to do about it? You don't know my cousin already, like, I don't know, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm a wife, dog. I mean, I'm a cousin. That means I'm my daughter, or what? My daughter, I'm a cousin. Oh, gosh. I'm a wife, that's the so, all right, so if me and I divorced, it's my left for her. She gonna be what? Yeah. My ex-wife, I'm still my cousin.
And your cousin. Exactly.
Bro, at the end of the day, everything seems like she's still not gonna be my cousin. So guess what? They're gonna be happy, dog.
Absolutely. All right. I know the man up top is from a totally different generation, but funny enough, in his generation, it seemed it was more prevalent then than now. So I'm very interested to hear. I'm definitely interested to hear what he thinks about, this situation. Mr. Vincent.
I don't know what to say. I mean, if you're married, it like what Corey said, if you're married, I got 10 years in your marriage, what you gonna do? That's a very interesting situation. You're married and have children, what you going to do? But I mean, if me and the person I'm married yet and stuff like that, I mean, I think probably would have break off. I think I probably would. If you're married
after 5 years, Vincent? Listen. Listen, after 5 years, you do everything. You don't do everything.
But Kems, there was a worse one in there's a worse case in England, I remember a couple years ago, when they were twins and they got adopted and separated and they meet each other and was seeing each other and got married. And when they start dig through the background, through their adoption, they found out that they are actually brothers and sisters. Devastated. What would you do then? What would you do then, Corey? Your wife or your sister where you never know about?
Your sister, that bro.
Vinny, you know which other cases are in England?
Yeah, I think it was in England or something like
no,
that.
No, I'm saying, you know which other cases are in England?
Which one?
The ones in the palace.
Yes.
Most of them are.
Yeah, because they do a lot of marriage in the royal where it is cousin and stuff like that. First cousin, that one the rough. Probably third, fourth, fifth cousin down the road.
At that charms, I say the fact that it take 5 years for you to find that out means I can't.
Yeah,
first
you understand?
It's
So
right.
no family function will go and nobody not say this are your family. No time at all.
That must be some 10th or 15th cousin. Those don't count.
That's what I say.
and the next thing, Kemar, for address where they asked Levon earlier. You know how we're going to get the man them for start learn of a chorus woman, dog. Make the artists them start singing some song, bro. Really and truly, the artists them will learn. Bro, let me tell you this.
Corey, Corey, in the 80s and the 90s, just go listen to them tunes.
Yeah, tell him again.
Yo,
I think from 1925.
Yeah, but when those American music,
young youth understand. You understand?
Yeah, man, the youth them
listen
to
to
sing.
some Luther Vandross and some
Yes, man.
You understand? If you listen to them tune, they understand.
Dancehall culture.
Yeah, but it's not Jamaican music, is it?
Well, no, but you see, at the dance, it's where we are in the truth is we're in a microwave society. Everything is quick, fast, in and out. The music raw, everything raw. Nobody not take time for nothing. As me meet you, I want to jump on you and I eat that and I move on. There's nothing. We not try to find out who you is, what you are about, now, nothing like that. That's the culture where we have. That's the culture where we sing about. That's the culture where we are trying to portray right now.
So, Vinny, may I tell you about that into what Kim's asked earlier, Zane? So, could it be a case that just with the cousin thing, because we're so caught up in the moment, we just jump in a bed, start a relationship and all of that, so we don't take the time out to actually be an archaeologist and just dig up for the artifacts and find out what our cousin and wherever they might come from or whatever. Because a lot of times, we just
that's how we try to say.
No, but that's a great. Levon actually raised a great point. Yeah. Because listen, how much of us as men, honestly, when we meet a girl, we try to find out if she related to somebody who in our family. How much are we really?
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something that happened today?
Let me hear it now. You find out say you smack one of your cousins?
No.
Oh, okay.
So today I went by Manchester. Went by Manchester. Link up my mother and she said, "Oh, by the way, some of your cousins up the road, whatever." So I go up there and thing, and she introduced me to one, and I'm like, boy, what if me and her did something didn't happen? You know, so I'm gonna stop though. And she was a second cousin.
But you know what's the thing too? You know that I blame Vinny generation as well, the 1925s. Why? For instance, me have an uncle, right? When that man died, I got through funeral service, and I was like, damn. So this man have 30 at Pickney in the brother. I kid you not, I only know 3 of those kids.
Exactly.
That's not about.
And I'm saying as men, even as women, but probably women do it a little bit different. But as men, I don't think we do enough homework. We don't really. As we meet a woman, worse if she look good and everything, we're ready. We start.
China is the other of the day.
And then after way down the line, because remember, you know, again, another question: how much of us as men, when we meet a woman before we sleep with her, we introduce her to mommy? Not a lot of us. We introduce her to daddy. Not a lot of us. We keep only the secret.
No, man, Kims, you can't jump the ship though, Kims. You're not going to do that yet, brother. You have to bat the feet first before you introduce her, brother. Come on, man.
You have to lay a pipe first, man. I'm not sure, say.
But it's the same for most women as well. I'm not going to be introducing you to my mother and I don't know who you are. And then next week, if somebody else, then what is my mother going to think of me? If every time I meet somebody and we start to date, I'm going to be introducing her before intimacy. No. That's why there's social media. So when I meet a guy, by the time him say hello and I get his full name, straight to Facebook. and Google. So Facebook is the best one. So once I go through his friends list, I don't know anybody in there, we're good.
Boy. So let me just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. You know, there's a saying in Jamaica that them say cousin and cousin. There's a saying in Jamaica where them say cousin and cousin boil good soup. Right? So anybody ever boil any soup yet on the panel? Well, not for answer, you know, just out of curiosity. Anybody ever
Not
boil
that I
any
know
soup
of.
yet?
No, sir. No, sir. Not that I know of. Is there
Tell the
no
truth,
right
man.
Huh?
no, sir.
Tell the truth, man.
No, but you have to understand we live on one
How about
island
you,
and a
Father
grow.
Kamar?
You
Huh?
see me? So,
How about you?
but not that I know of.
No man, I'm not boil no
Doubt it,
soup.
highly.
I'm not boil no soup.
Not neither. As far as I know.
Ryan, a question mark they beside you, you know, because you know you're still a meat cousin up to this day, so there's still a little
As far
question
as
mark.
I know, I may
But
have a
nah,
lot
lie.
more. I may have
It's
a
all
lot
like
more
if
for
that
me
girl a
next
push
month.
up on you, I might even say, yo, Ray.
I have a lot more to meet next month because there's a reunion. So I could say.
Why
All
the
right
man looks so
now,
like you're willing?
all right now, gentlemen and ladies, right? We can't bother wait for the other two females. When them come in, right? So this is what we are going to do, charms and wooden spoon. Let me just explain it to you all as I'm explaining it to the whole public, right? So all these men on the screen are going to be one by one, right? Going to be one by one. They are going to put out their dating resume, wooden spoon and charms, right? So you guys are conducting the interview. So they will tell you about themselves and why they believe that they're a catch, why they believe that they're the man, and then you females now will go ahead and ask them questions, interrogate them, find out, and then at the end of it, you will tell if they are a red flag or not. Should you females have no more questions, I also have some questions that females have sent in to me to ask these gentlemen.
You're a
So,
part of this, right?
eh?
You're a part of this, right?
The females will decide after the fact if they want me to be
Oh,
a part.
I don't say a word. As the producer, you are part of this. I want you, right?
Precisely. Yeah,
All right,
man.
I can be a part of it, but we're going to start. We're going to, since he has been away for so long, we're going to start with Corey, right? We're going to start with Corey because he has been away for so long. So what we're going to do, producer, everybody is going to come off the screen except Corey and the females, right? And Corey is going to go ahead and tell people and tell everybody why he's a catch, what he's about, what he brings to the table, and then the woman will decide if that is enough to bring to the table. So you can remove me now.
All right.
Red flag.
Oh gosh, already? All right, two more black.
You're married.
See this? You see this? That's
You're
what I can
married.
make. That's what I can make. But let's just assume I'm not married. You see me? We have to just
No, we
pretend.
can't assume.
So, all right. So red flag. Me have to go come out there. Me can't. What me I gonna do? Me can't convince them. All right. Me left my wife. Baby, over. Me single now.
No catch none of that, sorry.
Come on, man. You guys don't
Them can't.
don't be a spoil sport. We are just doing it for the fun.
No.
So just
Yeah, we're doing it for the fun, but like we so far, what is he's describing the reality, right? Why is he a catch? Why is he not a catch right now? Is because he's married. So, on to the next for me.
I'm not a catch. Catch a drop. On to the next.
Yo, wooden spoon, something foolishness, right? The man attack as a man who is single. Zin, him attack as a man who is
Them
single.
can't go and get past it, bro. All right, here we go. Make a next man go. And if at the end, me can come in, them will come in. But
Yeah,
it
but
just
hold
a
on.
whole, them can't get past it. I don't know.
All
I'm
right,
not
cool.
feeling no way.
But hold on, no? But wooden spoon. Everybody will come, we're assuming that they're single. So don't bother with the foolishness, but they can't get over it. They can't get over it, right? So we're assuming that everybody is single. And all they're doing, they're putting forward their attributes to both you and Charms as to why. You're judging them based off of them attributes, not what you think you know about them and blah, 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 blah. All right?
All right, now.
All right. So we're going to take Corey off producer. We're going to put on Vincent. We're going to make Vincent start.
Your microphone is mute.
Oh, all right. Good night, ladies. Kim say I'm not sure if I'm the best person to sell myself. Um, uh, I'm Vincent Irvin, as you know, and I think I'm an easygoing person. I love to laugh. I like things easy. In the sense that I love to have fun. I have an open mind, adventurous. I like going places, doing things. Love to travel. That's really me. I think I'm a fairly honest person. Try to be a trustworthy person, and I mean that's me. And I'm not sure how else I should sell myself.
How old are you, Anthony?
How old am I? I'm
Mm-hmm.
47.
Nice. Yeah. Right age, man.
Come again?
Right age, right age.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Charm.
I mean, it doesn't sounds okay.
All right, Vincent. So
Partially there.
Vincent, I have some questions for you right now. Right? I have some questions for you, and then the females will judge how you answer the questions. Right? All right. First question, Vincent. How long do you or would you wait for sex after the first date?
How long would I wait for sex after the first date? As I say, I'm a Christian, and come from a Christian background who believe in trying to understand, getting to know persons before you get into sex. I don't believe that sex is the foremost or the forefront of a relationship. I don't believe that. It has been my past that the persons who, well, when I had sex, and the best sex I have is with the person that I am in love with. So that speaks to me. It's not about having sex or sex at the beginning.
All right. Next question. How long after dating do you discuss moving in together?
Wow, that's a big thing, moving in together.
Well,
Yeah, that's life-changing thing. I would have to know you quite a bit and decide that this is the person that you're going to spend your life with, or you want to spend your life with. I'm not meeting somebody and then they're moving and I'm moving at the same time. I don't know much about you, so I have to get to know you. So that's way down the road.
No problem. If after dating and you're interested in the person lets you know that they are unable to bring forth a child. Is it done right there, or do you continue?
Where I am now, the fact that I have 2 children, I don't believe that's not a problem for me.
Okay. All right. And then the last question, right? Being where you are in life right now, if you run up on a woman and she's going through hard times, unemployed, is that somebody that you would really realistically take up, or you would just pass on it because that's not what you're looking for?
If somebody going through a hard time, she have the quality, she have the ability to earn, and I mean there are persons who are in transition between jobs. So if you're in transition, that's not a problem for me.
All right. Ladies, would you accept Vincent, or is it a red flag? No.
Personally, we wouldn't mesh because he's I do respect all religions and stuff, but I'm not a religious person. To anyone that always openly come out and say I'm a Christian and this, it's always a no for me because I don't want to be the one to help you to backslide or whatever. Religion is not a thing, but I'm agnostic. Yeah. So for me personally, just that right there, I wouldn't pursue that person because that is your belief, and no, I'm not telling you not to believe what you want to believe. So
okay, yeah. All right, fair enough. Charms.
So yeah, it would be a yes for me. His mindset, his way of thinking, it aligns with mine in terms of, especially when he about intercourse. For me, I don't think there's a time frame on it. It's just when both parties are comfortable with intimacy. That's how it is. So pretty much it's like a 98% for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Vincent, you know you get and here is somebody in the comment section. Mr. Vinny gets the green light.
Thank you, Candice and Charm.
All right. Producer, put Ryan on the screen and put Vinny backstage. All right, Ryan. Good night.
Night again.
All right. You know, here are the two females. You are a single man. Go ahead and sell yourself the best possible way.
Okay, fine, no problem. Good night, ladies. So, as you all know, my name is Ryan Lawson. I consider myself someone who is great at having conversations. I also, as much as I look serious and thing, I do have a good sense of humor. And I know a little bit about a lot, which is why I can have any type of conversations. I'm flexible in terms of various topics and such likes. I also consider myself to be an ambitious individual. I align myself with friends who are older than myself, who can teach me how to do things, how they have done this in the past, why what they have done worked over the years. So those are the kind of people I want to be around, who can basically help me to become the person I want to be. I am not there yet in terms of being established, but eventually that is the goal. So basically that's a synopsis of myself. Well, apart from the fact that I am also in what Jamaicans consider to be a decent job. So I guess maybe that helps as well.
How old are you, Ryan?
I'm in my 30s.
Like upper 30, lower 30?
Upper 30.
35?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lawson. So first question, why would any female be lucky to have you?
Easy. I am a good person to be around in that, as I said before, I can have good conversations. I also try to be the best. My thing is to be the bar, right? So anybody else you meet after me, you're supposed to compare them to me. So basically that is what I try to become.
All right. Do you have kids or do you want kids?
Want.
All right. What qualities do you look for in a female?
Similar to mine, ambitious, honest, trustworthy, which basically comes under honesty as well. She has to also look good and have a package to her in terms of looks and personality.
All right, so you want a package in terms of looks and personality. What would you consider a red flag for a female? Tell me two things that is an automatic no-go for you in a female.
Somebody who is obviously, as I said, dishonest, and somebody who is not open-minded to. And you don't necessarily have to be open-minded to everything, but I mean, you have to learn how to do consensus and to, be open to listening and learning and all of that. All
right. Is marriage on or off the table for you?
On. I believe in institutional marriage.
Okay. And I have two more questions for you. I'll ask the same thing that I asked Vincent. When it comes on to sex, how long do you intend to wait for it? Can you wait 6 months? Can you wait 9 months? Can you wait a week?
It depends because I've been with people who I have waited months and years as well. Years because maybe the person might leave the country and so forth and then come back and reconnect, but not a consistent thing where we wait for years. But I think I could do months.
All right. And would you date a woman who is currently unemployed?
Currently, no.
And why is
because that? I am going after certain things right now and I don't want an anchor.
All right, ladies, there you have it. If you're in the comment section and you want to tell us if Ryan is a catch, if he is a green light, please let us know. Charms, I'll start with you this time. What say you and why?
He sounds good on paper, so he ticks off, I think, for most women what they'll be looking for in a man. On paper he ticks off, but I'm not so sure when it comes to other things, if I'm getting that kind of energy from him. That, well, speaking for myself, I don't I don't think he brings that kind of energy that I would be looking for in a partner. On paper he's perfect, but just as he says, a woman has the full package, looks and what was the other thing? I don't remember. Looks and
Looks
whatever
and
else.
personality. Looks and personality.
Personality, right. For me, I go for things that are on paper, so the things that would tick off to make us successful in terms of as a couple, a power couple, but then there are other things that I would look for, like, kind of excitement in my relationship, and I just don't get that energy. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. Wooden spoon.
I mean, yeah, he's a catch. The whole point is to listen and to tell if he's a catch. He's a catch, definitely. He's not a cross. He definitely seems level-headed. Future, thinks about the future and things like that. Which is
Okay.
very important, depending on the type of woman you are. Are you someone who's looking to, you know, bring your asset and mesh and continue and, not everybody can take off everything at the first moment. Maybe some would say it's a bit bland personality wise, but everything can fix. You probably can push a couple buttons and tell him, laugh more and, you know, it
Okay.
can work.
Okay. So you think he needs to laugh some more?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he laughs a lot. I guess. Well, with me at least. I guess he's a catch. He's a catch for me. Hey.
No, we're not gonna.
All right. All right. Levon, on the screen, boss. All right, boss. Go ahead and wax lyrically.
Answer what's lyrically. All right, good night, ladies. You're not looking beautiful. Let's get that off the book. But all right, I'm Levon, and I consider myself to be the sort of guy that selfless to an extent that I tend to put my own self in terms of satisfaction to satisfy a woman need in terms of bedroom wise. I always go to the extra mile to ensure that you're pleased because I consider myself as a pleaser. As long as you're pleased, I am pleased. If it happens that you come 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times and I don't, I am pleased. That's the sort of
Okay.
person I am. Also, I consider myself as an ambitious person because I tend to strive for things that I really intend to go at. I grew up with that particular attribute from my parents because of what I saw them go through and all of that. So I always have this ambitious mind. I also think that I'm a person that uses and exercises a good act of altruism, try to be selfless as I mentioned, try to help other people and all of that. So yeah, and then again, I think I'm not a bad looking fellow. I think I'm decent looking and I think I also have a nice smile in which other people compliment me about. I think I'm intelligent enough and also street smart. So I think those could work with a female. And yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell.
How old are
Okay.
you, Levon?
24, going 25.
All right, Mr. Levon. Let me ask you some questions right here. So let me start off with the question I just finished asking Ryan. I see some of these comments reviewing Levon resume. Jesus, watch interview. Everyone, oh, the love of Levon interview. So Levon, let's start off. Would you date a woman with kids?
Yeah. But the thing is that it all depends on the age of the kid to an
So
extent because, all
what
right,
age?
I look at a lot of things. For example, you look at a kid in their teens as a man, right? Yeah. I'm 24, bro. I'm on 19s. I go look at me and say, yo, I have respect you, man. You're both in the same age bracket, so that is a total no right there already. Although, I mean, you're not too young enough to actually respect anybody because you can't respect anybody younger than you, but that for me is a no. In terms of being at the age of about 1 to around 3 thereabouts, yeah, because you know they can work with that, they can naturally kid and grow them right here. But then again, as I said, as long as you touch a teen is a total no.
All right. What age range of female? Seeing that you reveal your age, what age range of females do you normally date?
All right, I am one person that I don't date younger than I am, and I don't date my age as well. I always go for people that is older than I am. So, all right, from I was about 18, I've found myself dating people in the age bracket of between 28 to let's say 35.
You said 35?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Remember, so you give me your man ding then, brother. So now for just work with it.
Next question. What is a pet peeve for you? What is a pet peeve for you?
I don't think I really have one.
You don't think you have one? All right.
No, I'm just free flowing, bro.
Would you date a woman who is currently unemployed?
That's a tough one because I have to look at it from a lot of aspects. One, it all depends on where your mindset is at. Because, all right, what you have to factor in, what if it's someone that just recently lost their job and they're back hunting, however, things kind of get a little bit tough, no job is forthcoming and all of that. So you have to look at it in steps. But if it's someone that generally don't have any ambition, don't want to get up off their lazy bum and go and do anything, I wouldn't. But as long as it's someone that is willing to actually go ahead and get something done, then no problem.
All right, and here is TS is saying, Levon, they are predators. All right, Felicia, yes, you can call in if you want to say something. You can call in if you want to say something. Levon, you look like the ladies love your resume. Felicia, call in quickly. Let me ask you another question, Levon. Do you plan on having kids in the future?
Definitely, fam. I love seeing kids. I love kids. So of course.
All right. So how much kids? How many?
All right. Initially, growing up, I always had the thought about between 2 to 4. But then, as I always say, well, some people get older and don't get wise and don't mature. But I can say, with maturity, I kind of start looking at things different. Reason being, what if a woman only can produce one? And I work with the one. If that's what my partner can produce, then I work with that. However, me personally, I'd say between 2 to 4, but if it's only one, then I'm cool.
All right, and obviously, you know, the last question that we must ask: would you ask your partner for a paternity test? We see the jacket rate in Jamaica. We see it, boss.
It's a tough one.
Hold on, the fill.
It's a tough one, bro.
It's a tough one.
But,
all right.
Yeah, I think I'm 50-50 on it.
50-50.
Because, all right, reason being, I'm the sort of person that gives the other person the benefit of the doubt. I trust your intuition that you're not going to go out and do anything because I'm over here not doing shit. So I don't expect you to do that. So at the end of the day, if push come to shove and like something just click in the back of my head and say, yo, God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. I act on my instincts.
All right, Levon, well, we have Felicia calling in. She calling when you are on. She never calling for Vincent, never calling for Ryan, but she calling for Levon. So Felicia, go ahead. We're all hearing you.
So Levon, can you answer me? What's your career choice and why?
All right, so I have two in mind. One, I'm big on journalism because if you guys don't know, yeah, I have a sport influencers on YouTube, Jameson, along with some of the guys that come on this panel are part of it. But yeah, I would love to do journalism and then also move into law.
You hear that, Felicia?
No, can you repeat journalism so that I'm here?
Okay. All right, so he said journalism is his first choice and law is his second choice.
Okay. How does he feel dating a woman who brings in more money than he does? Does that seem intimidating to him, or is that a deal breaker?
No, man, Felicia. I'm not Felicia. I want to go on. All right,
Again,
boss. So she's asking you, Levon, how do you feel about a woman making more money than you, bringing in more money than you? Does that make you feel small, or you welcome that?
all right. So me personally, I don't see it as that much of a bigger deal because it doesn't let me feel much less of a man because I know that I am the man. So yeah, she might be earning more, but it's as long as we both have a particular outlook on things and we both are going to contribute towards certain things, then I have no issue with that. While I'm still contributing to whatever I have to, because at the end of the day, again, a woman can act on her instincts and do whatever she needs to do. But yeah, neither here nor there for me.
He said it's neither here nor there for him.
Okay. Alright, just you on catch. Speaking as a catch.
All right. Do you want me to pass on your phone number as well, or what?
No, please no, thank you.
All right. Look more.
I will touch him otherwise.
Okay, Levon, she said you two will catch up otherwise. All right, Felicia, have a great night. All right, boss. So, wooden spoon. What do you think about Mr. Levon?
He's very young for me still, but I mean, for other women, clearly he's a catch. For me, it just sounds a bit young.
I sound a bit young.
So I can pull the age card up on me now, eh? Enough man
not
older than
really
me
the
and
age
don't have the
card,
maturity as me.
not really the age card, It's just that, everything else that you've been saying, it just sounds a bit young for me.
Wooden spoon, like she like them 48 and
I like
48,
the
49, 50,
sorry.
50.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Charms, talk to us.
So I mean, with if I could pick Ryan's take Ryan's paper and put with Levon's personality, I think I would get the almost perfect person. So for me, I mean, Mysterity, I like them a little older, a little age. He's just the age thing. He's really young, and then everything he says, it just sounds fun. It sounds playful. That's just how it comes off to me. Sounds like a very ambitious person striving for greatness, but it just seems like for me, it would just be like my little boy toy. That's how it. Yeah, so it wouldn't be somebody I'd take seriously. It would just be for fun. If what like maybe if I'm in my 40s and I'm looking for a little fun time, how the cougars, maybe.
Okay.
That's how would be a cougar people. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right, and Candice is saying, boy, Mr. Levon can get a go-to, but the age are itching.
All right, Kim, it's my time to jump off. Make the next man them get through.
All right, Corey. All right, here is Mr. Corey back again in the building as a single man and just ready to talk. People in the comment sections are waiting, so go ahead, boss, and let's hear your pitch. Yeah, you're mute, my boss, you're mute.
Apologies. Oh, myself.
Yes, you sound good now.
Honestly, I'm me. I'm Corey. I honestly can't describe myself to you. You'd really have to just give me some time, get to know me, and then you'll decide as to whether or not I'm that type of person for you. I can tell you though, I try my best to be as honest as I possibly can every day. Live my life with virtue. I do have aspirations and things that I want to achieve. I'm pretty stable career-wise. But I still have emotional targets that I plan to meet. So that's me. Wear my heart on my sleeve, as they would say. Yeah, and I try to be very funny and jovial and just that guy. You know what I mean? So Just get all I would do. Hold on, why am I hear somebody? Well, all I would do is ask you to give me some time, get to know me. You know, I wouldn't even call it a date. It can be a phone call, you know, a text, some text message, you know, get to know me, and I think we'll know pretty quickly if a vibe or not, you know. So
Okay, all right, Corey. Well, since you say ladies have to get to know you, let us ask some questions. If a woman is ambitious and wants to go back to school, since you say you're a bit stable career-wise, a woman wants to go back to school, would you fund her going back to school, and why?
I'm not opposed to funding her going back to school. It really depends on what she's going back to school for, why she's going back to school. I'm not opposed to it. But for me to just say yes, I would fund it. There's so many factors to consider. But I'd say if it makes sense, yes, I would. If it makes sense.
All right, perfect. What is a red flag for you in a woman? What's one thing that's a red flag for you where you say that's a total deal breaker for me?
Women with masculine energy.
Go on, explain masculine energy.
It's almost as if they try to compete with you. You know, it's almost as if you ever drive. Anybody who drives should understand this analogy. Have you ever been driving and the person sitting next to you, every turn you have to make them tell you, oh, watch out, oh, watch your car, watch your man. That's kind of how it is, like when it's like she want to control you. There's honestly no way for me to describe it because it's so hard to point a finger on a particular thing. But that's the analogy I have to use, honestly. But women with masculine energy, big red flag.
Somebody's saying you don't want her to lift you up. All right, so you've been a bit vocal that you are a big advocate for sex. How long would it take for you to approach a female about sex?
Depends on the vibe, to be honest. I believe I can meet the person or your dreams and have sex with them that same night. You see me? It just depends on the vibe. And I like the time thing. All grown. We all know that sex is inevitable in a relationship. You know, it might not be the most important part of the relationship for some people, but it's inevitable. So for me, it just depends on the vibe, for real, you know? The vibe that it can happen the same night. Might happen the next month, you know? The vibe.
All right, you get in a relationship, Corey. Your partner has a house, you have a house, and you guys are thinking about living together. Who moves and why?
Question the very, again, who have the bigger house? We have Pitney, so we have to combine. Who with the Pitney them go school? This part my work. Maybe it's part she live is a nicer neighborhood. You know, that depends. I'm not opposed to living in our house, but you can't run me out. Because once I pay bills in that, you can't run me out. I tell you that.
All right, and as you talk about that, Corey, are you a guy that believe in 50-50?
Nah. No, not financial. Yes, I believe in a 50-50, but not in the conventional sense. Is it, if I be honest? 50-50 in the sense that I believe as a man, because generally, for the most part, I think as a man, I'm going to be making more than her. Generally, you see me? So, and to be honest with you, maybe I'm so used to it. The most of the finances in my house are taken care of me, you see me, by me. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never ever cleaned my bathroom. Ever. It's me, I be real, like my wife just take care of it. It's not even a lazy thing, she just do it. You understand? So 50-50 in the sense that she takes, like, and my wife never know to buy gas. You see me? So there are things that we switch roles, you know what I mean? So 50-50 in that sense, but not 50-50 like she pay 500, me pay 500, you know what I mean? Just it end up work out 50-50 anyways.
Okay. All right, Mr. Corey. Charms, give us your take on Corey. Is he a catch?
Yes. You know my stance on the 50-50 and the provider, and he sounds like he's a provider, so he's speaking my language.
Okay.
Yeah, but just hearing him talk, I can tell you that he's not just putting on a show or just telling us something to participate. You can tell that that is how he really is. That's how he is with his family. So for me, 100.
Oh, absolutely. Wooden spoon.
Damn, I'm surprised. Thank you.
You take it back, okay?
Huh?
I took back what I said earlier. Well, of course, he is a catch. That's why he's married. So,
That's he.
yeah, because it is what it is. But yeah, he's a catch. I haven't heard anything that is a red flag to me. Yeah, I haven't heard anything that's a red flag. Yeah, everything is great. Wait, how old is he?
I'm 34. It's probably I'm probably a little bit too young for you. I don't know. I just say,
yeah,
Vinny was the perfect age.
Yeah, 12 years too young, my boss. 12 years too young.
She said Vinny was the perfect age.
All right, Corey. So some of these comments are saying, yes, Corey pass. It's flying colors. No wonder Corey is taken. Corey, check. How old is he? Hey, listen, me, man.
Mika Bram. Should I say me know? Mika? Who named Mika Bram? I don't know that. I don't know who that is, but maybe I know who that is. I just not realize which is. But big up.
She just put in check. She's saying that you're a catch. You're good to go. All right. So
appreciate it.
We have one more person. We have Gio, but I'm not sure how the internet connection stay for him. How the internet connection stay, producer? Let me know. Gio.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, all right, wonderful, Gio. So you are the last person. Obviously you have seen what has been happening. So now it is your time to tell the females both in the comment section and on screen why you are a catch. Tell them about your dating resume, what you have to offer. Oftentimes we have asked women what they bring to the table. So now we are telling them what we bring to the table. So here is your chance. Go ahead, boss.
Okay, my name is Gio. 30 years of age. I've considered myself to have matured on young shoulders. As regards to telling person my age, I'm not the average 30-year-old. If it's a case where a female cannot angle herself around the house as regards to doing cooking, laundry, I can take care of that. I'm not the guy that going to come and ask you where you see yourself in the next 5 years. We're not a fortune teller. We're trying to build something here, so it's going to be stage by stage. I'm not the type of guy that going to tell you that, oh, I have a problem with 50-50 or no, I'm not going. As you should state, I would not have a problem with a female that's saying she cannot manage a guy that do 50-50. I respect a female honesty, but my financial standpoint now, I'm willing to date someone that do have a problem to do 50-50 because, as I stated, I'm looking for someone that I can build with. And I'm not that type of person that go to parties. I would more like go to the river, read a book, take a long drive, go to the restaurant. But if it's a case where I'm dating someone that like the party, they're going to be give and take situation where I have to go to some parties. That is, yeah. And on Saturdays and Sundays, as regards to morning time when there's football, that is my time. Don't try to disturb me. I do have a problem getting a female, a Bridget Slanders. Once that female can get me back, a Air Force One. I do have a problem with that. And I like female that know what they want. I can't take a female that she's with the crowd. There's a difference between trend, classy. I will go more with the classy side because classy is something that is going to be in for a lifetime. So that is our next problem that I have. I like female that like to think and know to maneuver themselves on their own. And the next thing, my favorite channel is CNN. I like a female that can have any discussion, like any bit. You're supposed to can have an input. You're supposed to know what's taking place as regards to current affairs. And it's the same for me too. I can tell you about Mac, L'Oreal, CoverGirl, Brazilian, Peruvian. I like hot girl. I like female that can put themselves together. And a lot of you girls can say, what you can bring to the table. I might can't bring a whole lot table, but I can bring the 4 leg, and you bring the top part and the tablecloth and stuff like that. And don't make what I'm saying now get use females all up in a feeling. I'm real as how it gets. So that's just basically me in a nutshell.
All right, Gio. I'll ask the question that Charms always ask. Oh, let's say you're 30, right?
Yeah, I'm 30.
You're 30. All right. So you said one thing that I believe was absolutely profound. But I'm a man, so I can't gain your interest. But you said that if you can't bring the full table, you'll bring the 4 legs, and she'll bring the other part. Some of these millennials and Gen Z women, they don't like to hear those kind of stuff because they want the full table to be there, and them just come drop the chair and come sit down on the table. They don't want to put in any work. So I really appreciate that point, Gio. But let me ask a question, Gio. What are the qualities what is one specific quality that you're looking for in a woman?
To be honest, someone that can represent me. Someone that can make decision without being there. That's what I really look for. And I don't want to put a lot of pressure as regards to what I look for and stuff like that. It's going to be, I would more like be the person that write a list of 10, and if I get 5, I work with it. Because these men are setting a high standard that even themselves can't meet it. So that's a problem there.
Yeah, Gio, you're my type of guy too, Gio. Me and sensational music. Hey, so Gio, TS is asking, can you afford hot girl?
I just said it a while ago. If I buy a Bridget Flanders, a BT, a Rose, a Fark, you suppose can buy me a Air Force 1, you suppose can buy me a Jordan 1, 2, 3, or even a Jordan 14. So if I can afford it, you suppose can afford it too. Yes, I can.
Hey, boy, Gio, I'm here for running for the life of the Gio, because you're going too good. All right. Let me see what else they asking. So Sensational is saying that you guys can talk after the show. Debbie's saying Gio sounds good, but 50-50 is a hard pass. Let me tell you. Gio, so would you date a woman who is currently unemployed?
The word that you say, that you state in that question is currently. Yes, I would date a female that is currently not employed. I will help her to get a job. I will fund her 1 month of bursary and lunch money in that job. So I will date a woman we're currently not working. You never say now for your lifetime, then you say currently. So that state can change at any moment. So yes, I will date a girl that is not working.
All right, Gio. So a question just coming over here on Facebook. Do you currently drive?
No, but I know travel Jamaica order on-time taxi.
Okay, all right, not a problem. All right, is marriage on the table for you?
That is a must. From a biblical point of view, not all right. I go say this for Uduspoon. A long time I not go church. But from a biblical point of view, yes, I don't want for marriage. If I even over RGD, I don't want for marriage.
All right. Felicia is saying that she don't wear Bridget's, she wear Aldo. Can you afford that?
I can buy her 3, 4, 5 of them. The Aldo always have sale.
TS is saying I'll pass. Listen.
Yeah, hold on. If TS says she will pass, I understand. Me and a ginger tea, I'm not going to fit everybody's stomach.
Oh, wow. He's dropping some gems. TS, you hear that? He's not a ginger tea. He won't fit everyone's stomach. Those women who don't want to come 50-50, you won't fit Gia's stomach, okay? All right, I see another question up here that I want to ask. Candice is saying, hello, Sensational. Go get your man. And I have 2 more questions for you, Gio, and then you're good to go. So the next question I have, Gio, what age range are the females you usually date?
All right. You say usually, that is a right word. I was the type of guy that I would normally look on Lady Musgrave Road. I never normally look on Young Street. So I always like older female. But things happen in life where you see life from a different point of view, and she say, all right, female way normally say, oh, I will not be on Young Street with. You find them and she say, yo, them have the same attitude. It's just that there's a lot of good female that grace the face of the earth. They're just overshadowed by the bad one. So some statement you have to revoke. But before it was normal like older ladies.
All right. So TS is saying I would date Gio for the laughs, honestly. All right, Gio. Last question, Gio. How long would you wait to ask for sex?
All right. That is like you're up on the corner, you have a conversation with your friend. A relationship can bring forth sex the same night, 10 months, 5 months, a year. It is the female where you see, because there are some female that are different. And there are sometimes you meet some gem and you say, yo, I go cherish that gem. I go be fair Indiana Jones. I go cherish her. So the question there, like when you're on the corner with your friend, I will present itself. The female will present itself. You're going to know, say, is it that I can knock this tonight? Is it that I can knock this next night, 5 years, 10 years? So that, after when you're on the corner with your friend, I will present itself to you as a man.
All right. And so Gio, I can guarantee you that you will be in a relationship with Sensational. So she's asking, do you like athletic women?
Yeah, that is a must. That is a must, Variety of the spice of life, So, and some of the time, some man get them Princess Diana, but because them look for them Princess Diana come with a bow leg instead of not me, them really can't see, say, yo, you're a girl lot. So, I will take a girl and go to the gym, or take a girl and work out.
Damn.
But let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not body slam nobody, but I'm not going to date a girl and me and her got a barbershop go line up, or with beard. Can't man drop out there.
Absolutely. Totally understand. So, Charms, you have heard everything that Gio had to say. Does he get a green tick? Is he a catch?
For me, no, not really. He sounds solid for, nice little young girl who is trying to find her way. That they'd be make a perfect couple. For me, now me on the 50-50 something too. That's a no for me. That's a strong no. But he sounds solid. He's sure of what he wants. Very confident. So let's say find a nice little young girl who is ambitious and trying to find her way. He would be perfect for her. But it's a no for me.
Absolutely. Wooden spoon.
So you said you're not the typical 30-year-old, and what is that now?
All right. You find persons my age as regards to being 30-year-old, they're still finding their self. They're finding their true identity. You find somebody that is 30, and most males, every time them get paid, them normal like club, friend, all of them something. I don't know if it is because I do that early before my time. So as regards to getting to my 30s, I said, listen, this boring, this repetitive. So the certain things they will find somebody that is 30-year-old doing, you're not going to find me doing it. How much person that is 30-year-old, thuggy like me, I go tell you, say, CNN are them favorite channel.
Okay. I mean, that's preference, but okay, I get you. I'm 30. Okay, so far he seems comfortable in his situation, in his own right. He can express that with his chest, that's admirable.
Okay.
He's definitely he has a solid mentality, I would say, right? Doesn't seem like he's easily broken, which is definitely what a lot of young guys need in order to feel secure in a society like this. Is he a catch? For me personally, no, because I like mine with a little more dust.
You like your man with a little bit more dust?
Yeah, a little bit more gray. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But me have powder, me have thing I can bear. Any age you want me to be, I can be that age there for you. Any age.
He's very funny. He's into role play. Okay.
I can say something before I leave, Kems.
Yes, sir.
All right, for the females, I'm not bashing it, but you have to look on things from this point. You have to look on it from 2 points of view. When you're there with a man making his millions, it's going to be a chance where he's going to disrespect you or he's going to respect you. And there's a next thing. When you're walking upon a man million, he's not going to respect you none at all. So you guys have to think about that carefully.
That's arguable.
All right, producer, can you bring the other men back on screen, please?
So hold on, you think you'll get away?
Huh?
No, I don't know which movie you are watching, but it seems like something gets it. Remember at the beginning, tell us you're going to get a man. Go ahead.
Hey, no man, in the interest of time, we have
everyone's enjoying the show.
I see it. The viewership is climbing. Come on.
All right. Oh, me for go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm for say no. Name is Kamar, of course. Not really want to disclose any age, but as Ryan would say, he's in his 30s. Listen, I believe I'm a work in progress. I think I'm a work in progress. I think I'm a guy who know what he wants, but I'm not, where I believe I need to be. Currently, I think honestly, I think I'm from the core stance where you really have to get to know me, have to talk to me in order for really know who I am as a person. You have to ask me questions. I'm not going to be one here to come on and say this and say this. I don't really gloat about myself, but what I can say is that I am indeed a 50-50 kind of guy. I have my days when I'm the best person ever, and then I have another day when I'm a little bit in between. So what you see is really and truly what you get from Kim's, and yeah, that's me.
All right, so before I get to the ladies, Kim's, the first question off the top, I just got it. Someone just asked me. Ask Kim's how comes he suck toes yet he doesn't eat vagina.
Who said that?
Who said that?
A female.
Doesn't matter who said it. The young ladies waiting for your answer, sir.
What you say? How comes I do what?
Suck on toes, yet you don't like licking on the clit.
Listen. Toes was always something that I have been fascinated with. I have a foot fetish. I believe I was growing hardcore Jamaican, as Corey described. So, I'll tell you this: I'm not one who's going to say burn out this or burn out that, right? But I don't think I've reached that stage in life where I'm ready to take that quote unquote step. Should that time come, Levon, I guarantee you'll be the second person to know. The first person would be the woman receiving it, and then you'll be the second person to know. But for right now, toes is just something that I really and truly like. So that's a fetish of mine. So I'll go ahead and I'll take that.
Okay. And the next question that they ask is that, how tall are you?
Huh?
Asking
how tall
am
I?
Yeah.
I'm 5'8".
Huh?
I'm 5'8".
Okay.
Hey, I see what she did there. I see somebody as a Christian. Would you date? I think Candice as a Christian. You can we'll do that one here. You can do Michelle one first, no matter.
Yeah,
right.
So Michelle is asking you, why do you dislike bingo panties?
Since it's the same thing inside bingo town,
bikini, etc.
Bingo for me is something that I just don't like see it. I don't like listen, if a woman is on her cycle, I can understand. Right? But Apart from that, I don't believe, girls my age, supposed to be wearing those kind of things. I like the thongs, I like the French cut, I like the Panda River. I like those things like that. I think those things entice me. Those things get me excited. Those things let me want to go to work. The bingo make me want to run away. So so the bingo thing. No man, honestly, the bingo thing. Listen, and women who I have dated in the past, they can access to it. The bingo thing is a no-go. It can work for 5 days out of the month or 7 days out of the month, however long the cycle lasts for. I will tolerate it. But apart from that, it should be sexy panty all around.
I think Candice asking, would you date a woman who is not working?
Would I date a woman who is not working? I think I'll take the GS stance. I mean, if she's not working, it depends if she's actively seeking a job, right? Because again, what I am trying to build over here is, I'm trying to build something monumental. I'm trying to build something that, I want to be on top of the world, and I want the queen to be right there with me. She not working is a hindrance. She not working is a hindrance to that being built. So if she's actively seeking a job, absolutely no problem. But I want my queen to be working just like I am. There's a saying that go out there that you say you want a quote unquote hustler, not a leash. So I want us to do it together and continue building. I am at the stage in my life right now, level on where I believe that I am climbing up the mountain, right? So I want the person to be right there with me, and we are climbing together. Candice, what do you consider cheating? Candice, we never see you have so much questions to anybody else. All of a sudden, you have fired these at me. But what do I consider cheating, right? So cheating for me is anything that you do that your partner cannot know about or your partner is unaware about, right? So I believe that is cheating for me. So if I am quote unquote flirting with a girl and I tell my partner about it, that is absolutely not cheating. If I'm kissing a girl and my partner knows about it, that is not cheating. But the moment I have to hide these things from my partner, I believe that is indeed cheating. Ask Kims
the final question.
Ask Kims what he's I never yet asked none of the people them question I get so in depth to anybody, but I'll answer. Right now, I'm doing a doctorate in sports management and sports psychology. So that's what I'm trying to complete. I'm trying to finish hopefully by 2024. My dissertation will start sometime in August. My career path, obviously, as everyone said, he wants to be a journalist. We also have a sports show. I would like to be a general manager for a sports team. Eventually owning my own sports team. But I want to, dive into sports. I've done the undergrad, I've done the MBA. So, I feel like if I do this step, I think this can push me, towards that goal. So that is indeed what I want.
All right, and I see here in the comment section saying that nice, Kems is smart. So,
I don't try.
Is Kems a catch, picky, or a Bobby for you?
I mean, Kemar sounds like he's a man on a mission. He can he's getting somewhere and he's tunnel vision. So I understand when a man is going somewhere and he has the plan already settled. It's not like a if but or where am I going type of thing. Because a lot of men they're like, oh, I'm 50-50, I don't want a woman draw me down, but you're not doing anything with your life, so there's nothing to pull down. You're lazy, so there's nothing there. He definitely has a plan. He's working towards it, and it is smart to protect your own and your mental if you have a plan and you want to achieve it within a certain time.
Absolutely.
So that is very admirable. So I can't fight a man like that. I think he's open to change. He can communicate well. So he could be a catch for women out there, yeah.
Okay.
When I read wooden spoon age bracket boss. You see how my beard black boss? When I read wooden spoon age bracket.
Need some salt.
Okay.
Alright, boss. You need to forget there. Just use some I'll give it a remedy. Don't worry yourself. I just don't like beer. But charms. Is Kemsey Charles Milky Way or a regular ping pong for you?
I mean, I agree with Golden Spoon. He's very solid. He has a plan. He's moving towards it, and so he has to protect his assets based on conversations. On the podcast that we've been on, we've had a little insight on his personality. He's open-minded, and that's an important thing. And he need a little, he can stand down a little bit too in other areas, but I'd say he's a catch.
Can they say that Kent can get a yellow light? He checked the boxes, yes, but answers seem textbookish. 50-50. They say that he's all of them ambitious, smart, with a great sense of humor. Definitely.
See the Mika, I will
Yeah, but let them bring you back down to earth. Because here's Nicole Campbell saying that you're a buster.
Thank you, Nicole. Listen, what I'll say, right? What I'll say about, and I think I asked you guys a question. You can bring on by the other guys. You can bring on by the other guys for sure, right? And which box didn't I check, Miss Robbins? All right, and one thing I'll say for sure is a lot of persons talk about. I asked you guys a question, right? I asked you guys, what is a red flag? What is a red flag, for you guys? And for me, a red flag for a woman is that, the woman who really and truly expects, everything to be given to her, right? I want move ups. Oh, Corey. Yeah, a woman who expects everything to be given to her. As Gia said, I'm of Gia mindset where Gia said, listen, if she want a Bridget, she must can buy me an Air Force, right? And that is something that I want to close with. And I want to ask the men and even the women, right? And probably I can ask Vincent, because I believe, and I think I've spoke about it a little bit earlier, where birthdays are concerned. For, and Gio kind of bring it up back to me when I want to talk about it. All right. Do you believe, Vincent, all right? Do you believe if, and I see the Warriors win, so I know you're very happy. If the Warriors lose, you'd run God long time. But, hey, do you believe, Vincent, that if a female wants you to spend 4,000 US on a birthday gift, do you believe she must be able to spend at least 2,500 on your gift? You're mute, boss.
Honestly speaking, all right. One other thing about me is I am a generous and I'm a kind person. I'll just give. That's who I am. But one of the things that I have come to realize in life is that people will take advantage of that. So as a result of that, I am keen and careful of the person who are around me. And if I find out that you are somebody who you don't give, then I stay away from you. You understand? So for me, it's not a matter of if I buy you something for 4,000, then you must buy me something for 2,500. You understand? As we relate, as I buy you stuff, then I'll see what you do and I'll see how you do. I don't like people telling me that is the thought that counts, because I'm gonna ask you, what is it that you are thinking about when you do foolishness? You understand? So don't tell me it's the thought that counts. You understand? But as I say, I don't watch that. For me, it is more, I just see how you relate to me. I will spend, I'll do my stuff, and then, but in a little way, you're going to watch and see how the person relate. And if you realize that it's a person that is just take, don't give, then I just take common sense. Because one of my thing in pet peeve, or one of my thing in life is I don't let people determine who I am. I'm going to be who I am and the best of who I am. So if I love to give and you are somebody who don't like to give, and then I'm going to have to watch so I don't give you, no, I just stay out of your ear. You understand? So I don't know if that answer you. I don't watch the 4-2-5, but it just still look to see how the person relate to you.
All right. Let me get you in Ryan here, right? Ryan, there was some feedback that you should laugh a bit more it should be a little bit more fun. Probably, what I would. Oh, LOL. I just might have to slide in Mr. Vinny's. Hey,
Hello, wanna leave him alone.
excuse me. Excuse me. Hey, yeah, Ryan. So that was being said. Would you, in your assessment, would you say that you believe that, because I think that you're a fun guy. I think that you laugh a lot. I guess probably it come down to compatibility and etc. etc. But would you, Ryan, say that you have to be comfortable around a woman for you to show certain sides of you, or what is it?
You see, this laugh a little bit more thing, I'm getting this all my life, and it hasn't hindered me in life. So maybe some of the time you just don't listen to people, you just do your thing for your best. And that also is basically from people who don't know me. They will just see me and make them assumptions, but once you get to know me, you realize that I am fun loving, I laugh a lot, I make a lot of jokes, even though they might be sarcastic and rude some of the times, but yeah. But once you get to know me, then that laugh a little bit more thing is nonsense. So, and as for me, yeah, you have to be comfortable around people to act a certain way. I can't just be, because if I am to be my regular self around people who don't know me well, they might consider me to be rude, they might consider me to be disrespecting them and all of that because of the type of jokes that I might run. So you have to know me at a level to understand about me and for me to relate to you a certain way.
All right, so I'm going to ask you the same question, because I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Vinny to see if I get a different point of view. Vinny said that he's a spender, he's a giver. That is just in his nature. For you to quote unquote spend money on a woman, is it something that you would have to see in that woman, or do you calculate the amount of money where yes, oh, hey, I spent 10,000 years, so she have to bring $1,000? Because there are men like that. I don't know, Charms making up our face. There are indeed men like that. I was like that at one point. But hey, so Ryan, tell me, are you that kind of guy? Where do you stand as it relates to spending on a woman, giving women money? We know these ladies nowadays, they want to do them nails, them put them everywhere they want to do right now. Where are you where that is concerned?
Well, first of all, I don't lead with money. But as we progress, then I don't mind spending, I don't mind buying her things and so forth. I don't mind it. It makes me feel good, so I don't mind. But as it relates to if I would calculate, no, I won't calculate, but then I'll also look and see how you operate as well, in terms of if it is that I am the one who is buying all the time, then it's going to look away and we're going to pray a certain way, and eventually I won't take it seriously.
All right. Thank Charms. Let me ask you a question. What is so amazing about men flying women out? Because I realize women like the phrase, "Oh, I'm being flown out." Oh, flight. I'm catching flight, not feelings. What is so important of a man paying for your plane ticket for you to fly out? If you can shed some light on that for us.
Fright Friday. I would describe some women as that. I think it's just the hype of it. You get to post on social media, you post your passport, on IG, and to look big and look wanted. But if you want to be honest, some of them are not really wanted. But most men who have it and can fly a woman out, he's not going to spend more than he can lose. So if he spends $1,000 flying you out, it's nothing. So to me, it really doesn't mean anything. So I don't know what to say about it. It's ridiculous to me. I don't see what the big deal is, what the whole excitement and show is for. It really proves nothing at the end of the day.
Okay.
Honestly, unless it's and if it is your partner, it would be something that you're accustomed to, and he would be treating you, whether for your birthday or whatever. And to touch on your topic and your little question, Kemar, about spending. If my partner asks me what do I want for a gift for birthday or whatever, and I say I tell him what I want and it costs $4,000, what kind of man would he be to say, okay, if I'm gonna buy you that, then you have to buy me something for $4,000? You asked me what I wanted, and that's what I want. And sometimes you have to know, as I always said, the kind of partner that you have, because if that's the gift that I want, when it's time for me to gift my partner, I'm going to put a lot of thought into it, and I'm going to make sure I get him something that he would love or that he needs. So that's my take.
Okay. Any rebuttal?
Kems. No, not a rebuttal.
Just to say that if me get a sweetie sometime, I'm glad, because me not used to getting things from women like that. So.
Oh God. Seriously? Oh, Ryan.
It's for me.
I want to ask you guys a question. Let's say you meet a guy, you and him interesting, and both of you are going, you decide to be together. He's living overseas, like a Kems, right? And you decide to go up to spend time with him, and he buys your plane ticket to come up the first time, buy it again the second time, buy it again the third time. The fourth time you're going up, or the fifth or something like that, would you say to him, no, I'll get the ticket to come up, or would you just allow him to buy the ticket all the time for you to come up?
Big question, Vincent. Big question. Sorry.
Oh, wouldn't Spoon say something?
No, I was just saying, based on experience, I just allow him to buy it. It wasn't a thought really. It's more like something that he just does. Yeah. Do I do things for him? Of course I do, but it's something that he wants to do.
Okay. How about you, Chance?
I mean, it's the same for me. If it's something that he wants to do, then I don't oppose. It's not like I would have a problem, because let's say I feel like surprising him. I'm gonna buy my ticket. I'm not gonna try to con him into buying me a ticket to surprise him. So I really don't have a problem buying my own ticket. But if it's something that he wants to do, then save me some money. But I don't have a problem buying it myself.
I think we're trying to normalize women letting go of money. I don't think that will ever happen. I think what we have to do is do the risk analysis, and not necessarily one that is, would she spend this money, because really, bro, like, I don't even like my woman I spend money like that. Like, it feel weird. You know what I mean? But it's like, is she worth this? Like, whatever she gives to you, whether it be sexual, whether it be just peace of mind,
right,
she worth it, That's for me. I'm gonna really pray, would she buy this back for me? I'm gonna really pray like that personally for the money thing, because maybe real before. I'm gonna put this. I used to say I never used to would I never buy like some bag I buy for my wife, brother. Let me find out some money. Like, some things I used to say, like, what would I never spend? But then the situation, you're like, wow, like, this person provides me with this. She just make you whole. And you feel like, yo, that's even nothing to spend that on a bag. You know what I mean? That's for me personally. So yeah, it just depends on, is it worth it? Is it worth it for you? You know what I mean? Is she worth it?
As just to follow up on the question, and I like how Charm put it, because it's not so much that I buy for you and you come every time. And as you say, if you want to surprise me, and for me, probably, and it's a genuine question with a friend of mine who has a girlfriend, and the situation occur. And I mean, and the man was like, I mean, even my birthday, she coming up for, and she say, all right, may I come up for your birthday? And I mean, if you buy the ticket for you come up. And I'm just saying, as a woman, some of the time it's not that we are asked you to spend. You understand? And for me, those are the things that probably I look at. I'm not going to say anything about it, You understand? Because I'm not going to tell you must buy a ticket. But when I realize that, because I believe that interest is your love. In fact, I always say, anything that you care about, it takes your time and it takes your money. Full stop. Anything that you care about, take your time. So if is it that I realize that you can't come unless I buy your ticket, it tells me where you are and what you are about. You understand? And that's just it for me. And that's how I look at it. That's why I say I don't watch. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to say you do this, I do that, but I just watch how you relate and what you do. You come on a surprise visit, then that tell me, say, yeah, this is a girl that is interested in me, interested, and will put out to me as well.
Hey,
that's how I look at it.
Hey, I mentioned that same thing to Charm on a podcast, and Charm nearly eat the head alive. Right? She didn't eat it for the life of the podcast. But Vincent, I couldn't have said it any better. Like, and I believe a lot of men do that. Like, when I tell a woman directly, say, hey, go spend the money. But to just sit back. And sometimes, if you even say, babes, you know, I'm going to go half with you. Me pay come and you pay go back. Just taking an initiative like that, it goes a long way. For me, as I don't know about the other man them from the podcast, but for me, it goes an extremely long way to show me what kind of woman may I deal with and what. Oh, Charm, I see you opening your mouth. What?
Because that's not the discussion we had, Kamar. What Vincent is saying and what you said were two different things. You said if you're going on vacation, it must be 50-50. That's what you said, and we were all here when you said that. You said it must be 50-50. Nobody has any time for that. And what I said to you was,
I said,
if my
I actually said, if I am paying for the quote-unquote plane tickets, it's no problem if she pay for the hotel. If I'm paying for the hotel, it's no problem if she pay for the plane tickets. We are a team. Why is it that the man should pay for every single thing?
Right, but you see how it comes off, how you say it, it's like you're counting it. It's tit for tat. That's not what Vincent is saying. What Vincent is saying is he will do it, but then he's going to watch to see where she steps in and be like, okay, babe, I'll handle it. You are tit for tat, and that's why I disagree with you, because I don't like tit for tat. If you say, babe, where we take 2 vacations per year and you cover the first one, then as a woman, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Babe did well for the first trip. I'll plan the second one and we'll go. That's how I believe it should be. It shouldn't be where it's tit for tat. So because you buy the tickets every time, me must. That doesn't make any. Unless it's a struggling couple and you agree to it that, babe, we're gonna try and save towards a vacation and blah blah blah. If that's the agreement, but I don't. You sound like if you're wealthy, you just expect that it's tit for tat, dollar for a dollar.
All right, I see Candice in the comment section saying that, you know, God spent a lot of time making you Charms or more time on you. I guess she agree with you. You know, you guys are probably toxic alike. I'm not sure. But
hello. No name calling here.
But with that being said, I think we're going to run right now. We're past the limit. So I think we're going to run. But guys, definitely thank you so much. Thank you guys for being great sports. Thank you, women, for telling us if we're a catch or not and what we need to improve and get better at. I'm sure we will take some and we will rubbish some. Depends on, you know, how we feel about it. But thank you guys. Thank you for everybody in the comment section. I see Mika saying that she spent 200,000. She spent 200,000 on our man Mika. We need to talk after the show. I want 200,000 to be spent on me as well. But Levon, you already know, bro. Big up yourself. Ryan, Vinny, Gio, who was here. I hope Sensational reach out to you, Gio. Phil, reach out to Levon. I don't know who going to reach out to Vinny. It's a big war. Ryan, don't worry. It can be me and you, boss. We'll reach out to each other. Because nobody know me. So we'll reach out to each other. And we'll figure it out from there. But, you know, have a great night. We'll see you guys next week, Sunday. Thank you so much. And just share the content.
Bless.